Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunday Night Blood Bowl. It's here. Merry Christmas. I'm doing videos on holidays because that's the only time that my channel exists. But for real, we are starting back up season 4. One of our coaches that we mentioned before was incredibly sick. Not with 2020, but he is now no longer with the league. He says the game won't load. I think he doesn't want to play with us. He's alive. He's alive. He's not dead. I should have phrased that better. He's alive.
Yeah.
He is alive and well, but he does not want to continue to play Blood Bowl, and we respect that. Nuffle is a cruel mistress. So we also finally got Blood Bowl onto David's new account, and he got to keep all of his stuff because it was linked to his Cyanide account. And not linked to his Steam account, so his new Steam account did not result in a loss of his teams, and we can continue Season 4.
I live on the opposite side of the country.
Well, now he lives on the same side of the country
From where
as the
I
rest
started.
of us, but he used to live on the other end, so it makes scheduling a lot easier.
So much easier.
Welcome to where we are now, because I will not specify.
Regardless, now that we're starting back up with Season 4, I've decided that we're resuming Season 4 with our Week 2 game. This is the last season in Series 1. We're going straight to Series 2 after this because now that we're in the 4th season, a player dying means your team basically is not good anymore. Because all of our players have really high, all of our teams have really high team value.
We will
really
go
good.
straight into the we're still gonna do the All-Stars.
Yep, we're doing the
Okay.
All-Stars after this. So
What
after
are the
series
team names so I can get into the game?
I'm just putting in Necromantic versus Khemri. It is the Blood Claws versus Cthulhu's Disciples.
Oh man, back in the saddle. Okay.
I know, right?
So the
Kinda-
Dylan's Blood Claws and David's team name he stole from me.
All right, time to get my collective shit together.
Yeah, that was gonna be my Nurgle team when we were setting up for season 1, and then I decided to make an undead team instead.
Well,
But-
if we're going into the short term, there's no point in me holding back. All my best units on the field.
All right, well now
Fuck,
we are.
half my best units are injured.
Well, the game is now starting, so Adam, you and I are gonna head on up to the booth.
Yay!
Have fun dodging goblins.
All right.
Okay.
So, as you can see, the team values are as high as they are as high as ever. David bought 2 bribes. Those are not discounted. He spent 300 petty cash on bribes.
Good for him.
And bear in mind, that is with the team numbers being equal. The difference being, I think that Dylan's players have lived longer.
Yeah, their levels they've leveled up more.
Yeah. So, a Khemri Tomb Guardian has the ball. I don't know why I looked at that and thought, yeah, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, he caught the ball. That was a 6-up.
That's gonna be a pain in the ass to get rid of. So
Yeah.
good on him. Good for
That is the best possible thing.
David. Oh my god!
Oh?
Oh my god!
He failed the regen.
Wait, he's actually dead?
That is Ironjaw
Does
Goldman.
Does he have a? Wait, you can't use Apothecary on
A Necromantic
Oh.
gets Necromantic does not get that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
So
Dylan is going to be so pissed come halftime.
I'm sure he's already not in a good mood.
Right, but we won't hear it till then.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, no. So at least Ted Thompson wasn't the one that died. This is only a level.
Right.
This is only a level 2 flesh golem.
Right, but he really loved Ironjaw Goldman.
He did. Ironjaw Goldman was a favorite of his, and also, you know, guard is something you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So, this
But Ted's gonna try and murder that dude now.
yeah, Captain Deadbeard needs to watch out. So, yeah, the game's gonna be a lot easier for David, for the rest of it now, in theory. This drive, I think he has already won. Like, it is his drive to lose. If he doesn't score this drive, it's entirely his fault.
I'm gonna push back a little bit on that because the character that has the ball still has fairly low movement, so it's entirely possible for Dylan to basically block that character from getting to the end of the field.
So
But
I get where you're coming from. He could try to screen it. So here's the thing. You've got a 4 movement Tomb Guardian with the ball. Now, the way that you have to play this on the defense from this point on, if you want to get the ball, or just in general because it's the way you play against Khemri, he needs to screen, which means he needs to have his players at most 2 spaces away from the enemy Khemri. And
oh god,
that's gonna fail.
still, I very rarely see anybody in our league except for me try and fucking pit a player on the ground.
Khemri is all about pitting people. Khemri
Yeah.
is all about fouling. You would love them, except for the fact that you don't have skinks. Like they're a slow team, but you can see David's already grabbed dirty player on 3 of his skeletons, because when you're playing Khemri, you want the numbers advantage. So you want to foul almost constantly as soon as you have a numbers advantage, sometimes even before.
I'm really interested to see what the changes are in the third in Blood Bowl 3 when it releases. I think next year is the plan.
I'm also looking forward to it. It releases in spring of next year, so it is going to.
Well,
it is going.
That's what they said, but
That's
COVID.
what they said. Yes. So there we go. We've got ourselves a stun. That'll be good for Dylan. Like I was saying earlier, the way you have to defend against this is you have to screen. And the thing about Khemri is, even though the Tomb Guardian with the ball has 4 movement, what matters with a caging team is how much movement everybody else in the cage has. And because Tomb Guardians have 4 movement, that's actually pretty good for teams that want to cage. So he can move down the field a lot. The other thing is, Dylan's not screening. He's putting his players up against, like right up against the Khemri. So he's going to get punched in the face, and punching someone in the face gives you free movement and rolls for armor. Usually you want to screen this, and it's very possible for the Khemri to score against you if you are screening.
Oh, I'm not even saying that he's not going to score. He's not going to score. I was just throwing out that it is theoretically a possibility here.
It is theoretically
it's just
possible.
an outside
yes.
chance. It is decidedly an outside chance, but
I would like to
wouldn't count
remind
it out.
everyone watching, since it has been a while since we've done this, that our Blood Bowl League is made up of mostly players who only play it while we're playing the league. So most of the people involved...
2 exceptions to this?
The 2 exceptions are me and Eiley. Outside of me and Eiley, maybe occasionally David. David plays outside of it a couple, every now and then. But Eiley plays outside of the league a lot. I used to play outside of the league a bit more. So
The only outside of this league I play is in the Chaos League. So
yes, well, yeah, that's still within Sunday Night Blood Bowl,
Right,
so I count
right.
it. But the point being,
And
that's why
Dylan's in the same boat
that is why
right
if
now.
you are an experienced person and you're watching this, you are going to see some very odd leveling choices and odd positioning, because since most of the people involved don't really know what they're doing, you can get away with doing things that don't make sense.
To be fair, we have a
Hey,
much.
look at that, double skulls.
Most of us have a much better understanding of what we're doing these days. These were some of our for a lot of us. These were some of our first teams that we put together.
Yeah.
So, when we go to the next set of 4 seasons, things are going to be a bit different.
We're cutting it down to 3
seasons.
seasons.
We're
Yeah.
cutting it down.
We're cutting it down to 3 because 4 is a lot. But right now, so far, it looks like David's using the Tomb Guardians fairly well to push out. Who's he blitzing? Is he blitzing the werewolf? No. Okay, he's blitzing the zombie.
Nice.
He
Well
really-
done, David.
It's a good knockdown. He really didn't need to use that blitz there. I think he definitely could have
Good
held
movement.
that for somewhere else. Because now that Dylan's got 6 players around 4 of David's players, they're kind of just locked in. And if you don't... Oh, yeah, I forgot. He got... A bunch of us have been getting break tackle on our big guys because it's absolutely hilarious to watch them dodge.
Yeah.
It is
on the
so fun.
and every single person at this point, between Ben, myself, Reaper, and Dylan, every one of us have had our big guy get the ball and have no fucking reason to have it.
All four of us have done it. For me, it was season 1 against Dylan or David.
To be fair, David has to score with this for this to be his first time to do it. If I'm not
but that's gonna be the end, because you know, as much as putting all of these players in this spot is not a great idea for Dylan, because David blitzed the Tomb Guardian off to the side instead of using him to get rid of Ted Thompson, the Flesh Golem, that meant that every single roll in there was going to be unfavorable for David. So Dylan might have made a mistake there, but I think
he's going to capitalize.
He's going to be able to capitalize because of the way that David had to play.
Oh, that was good. That was a good frenzy.
He didn't even need the frenzy. He got the first knockdown.
Right, but I'm saying he benefited by pushing that guy backward.
Yeah, the push. Because
that's gonna make all of these hits easy. That's gonna make all of these easier because there's nobody like stacked up on them.
Yeah. I will say it might have been better to push Michael Corleone back a space because
he named a character that
because Michael Corleone is still on the ground. Whereas pushing Skeletor into Papyrus knocked Papyrus out of a tackle zone, which means that he's not being covered by anybody.
On the subject of Skeletor in miniatures games,
I feel like you should have followed that.
Come On, which is short for Cool Mini or Not Games, has announced they've got a partnership with, I believe, Warner Brothers.
Oh, cool.
No, Hasbro. Whoever the hell does Masters of the Universe. We're gonna be getting a He-Man miniatures game. So,
that's gonna be fun.
I don't know if it's gonna be a war game. Come On generally doesn't do the wargaming side, but it's likely to be a cooperative campaign sort of screw around together and kill some baddies things. I'll send you some information.
That sounds like fun. Dylan's one blitz away from knocking the ball out of Kronk's hand. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, okay.
And while I know you're not big on Monster Hunter World,
and he got the Dauntless, and there's the knockdown. One-Eyed William Esquire takes Kronk to the ground. There's a stun. I'm not sure why Kronk was out there. Dylan, good job capitalizing on.
Damn. Well, and
so many weird things to
have a werewolf right there who can potentially pick up the ball and just gun down the field is fantastic.
Well, it looks like Nighty the Whitey was gonna go for the pickup there, but he's gonna get tripped and stunned. The thing is, going for that pickup definitely wasn't necessary. Getting away from the Tomb Guardians was probably a good idea, so he didn't get hit by the Mighty Blow. So I can't say I disagree with him trying to disengage from the Tomb Guardians. And even if he had picked the ball up, that would have launched the ball somewhere randomly on the pitch. And Khemri are slow. So if the ball gets launched anywhere except for like right next to the Khemri players in this area here, that's pretty much safe. So fumbling the ball out of bounds actually probably would have benefited Dylan pretty well. But now it looks like David's trying to get the ball to fumble.
Ooh!
Oh, Clooney the Meh is going to get injured.
So some news on that. Ooh, damn.
That's an MNG with a failed reroll. Who has the bye week next week? I think it's David.
I don't know.
Or
I can back out and check. It doesn't really.
Go for it. Yeah, you can come back. I'm pretty sure David has the bye week. I was really hoping Dylan would have. Oh wait, no. David has the bye week in majors. If Dylan has the bye week in minors,
is this in minors?
This is minors. I think. Yeah.
Which is my Space Wolves team, right? Okay.
Yeah. So, also update for everyone. Yeah, this is a minors team because I think I mentioned this in the previous broadcast. We are going to be splitting across both sets of both majors and minors, because sometimes there's a better matchup in the minors, and sometimes because of scheduling, we just need to make sure we have more options. But at this point, most of the minors teams are about as good as majors, and most of them have been in the majors.
What was the name of the team that's not being in anymore? Was it
That was Smite Game,
Smite
in
Game?
the minors, I think.
That is Nahol Nibblers getting the bye.
Okay, so oh my god.
Ilay gets the bye.
Captain Deadbeard has picked the ball up.
And then the following week,
Adam,
I will get the ball. Wait, yes?
the Tomb Guardian has picked up the ball.
What?
On
Again?
on a 5-up roll, Captain Deadbeard, the killer of Ironjaw Goldman, has the ball.
That's not okay.
No, I don't. What is happening?
You know what? You know what I want them to add in the next version?
Every
Can I say what I want them to add in the next version?
Almost every single role so far this half has benefited David and hurt Dylan. So I'm hoping that this is going to be like the game that they had in the finals or in the playoffs last season, because last season they played each other in the playoffs. All of the roles went to David's favor in the first half, and he went up 2-0, and then Dylan came back to tie it up 2-2 when he got all the good rolls in the second half, and we ended up getting
we went from salty Dylan to holy fuck, I'm still in this.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
But if I may, the one thing I want them to add in the new version is you can watch replays directly from the what is it?
I think Ted Thompson might have to take the 1 die into Sands so that Baldy of Denial can move. Yep, there it is.
So
good call. Good call.
So in this game, you can watch the replays directly from the league in question if they've already been finished. You cannot, but you cannot say this game is currently going on. Let me click on it to watch the replay. I hope that they make that change in Blood Bowl 3 to be able to click
blitz.
To be able to click on on a currently being played game in the league menu to watch would be a massive improvement.
Clooney the Met goes for the blitz. He got the both down, which would have knocked down Captain Deadbeard, but Dylan didn't want the both down. He re-rolled, and that's a skull. Yeah, I think he really had to take the both down there.
Yeah,
it really hurts to take the both down, and I know he wanted anything else, but Captain Deadbeard has break tackle. But you need to get him on the floor,
especially with him being able to touch down with a going for it this turn. Like that was
2 going for it. So he actually isn't going to get there quite yet. Oh, okay. Yeah. Dylan can reasonably get another blitz off.
Yeah.
Unless, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Without going for it, David can lock up these players, so Dylan's gonna have to make even more rolls next turn.
We're gonna need to see how David plays it. It's gonna be a little rough on him.
On the bright side, though, on the bright side for Dylan, if David goes for an early touchdown here, that means that Dylan gets to bring in Effing Jackson and Jawless Wonder, so he's gonna get a pair of block zombies, which don't replace like the value that he lost, but he won't be playing down 2 players, so he won't have to keep playing down if David runs it in. However, a Tomb Guardian has the ball. Khemri don't like to score fast, and I'm pretty sure David knows that, so I think this is going to be a long half of people dying.
I do have an update on that Masters of the Universe game. Every miniature, it's going to be a board game. Every miniature is going to have a scenic base and an action pose. And in addition to that, it is going to come with a Castle Grayskull dice tower that you can buy. So you will be able to use you will be able to behold the power of Grayskull dice tower.
Nice.
So well, I honestly, I don't really have much investment in that property. I never watched He-Man growing up. My only familiarity with it is.
Can you come back to the game?
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
But I'll probably buy the dice tower, is all I'm saying.
So with that turn out of the way, everyone but Baldy of Denial is on the floor, and there is 1 stun, which means Dylan basically has no team for his next turn.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough.
This is a very, very rough half.
He's gonna blitz with Ankle Biter Jones. because it's the only move to make here. We'll stand everybody up and blitz with Ankle Biter. Because if you do successfully knock him down with a both down, you want your other people able to do shit if he fumbles the pickup.
Right. I do think it would be. It might be worth it to have Hoppy Sanchez well, no. If Hoppy Sanchez gets over there, that's still only strength 4 for Ankle Biter, which means it's still double reds. So I think no matter what, Dylan's gonna have to take double reds if he wants to knock the Tomb Guardian down. He's going to find the knockdown onto Sans. That could be big.
That's gonna make a difference, yeah.
Well, ultimately not. Sans can just stand up and contest again.
Well,
but it is going to give him a little bit of room. And now it looks like Hoppy is going to instead contest Sir Daniel Fortesque.
Fortescue,
yes. Oh, okay. Ankle Biter is going to go instead for the knockdown onto Sir Daniel Fortesque.
Oh.
He's got a reroll. He can make the reroll. He can get the knockdown. So he has that, and
Beautiful.
now he is
Push.
contesting Captain Deadbeard. So the thing now is that again, Captain Deadbeard still has break tackle, and the Dauntless roll is going to come out from One-Eyed William Esquire, and Kronk is on the floor.
Oh,
Kronk is on the floor. All right, not going to be a damaging turn.
Yzma.
Not going to be a damaging turn, and there's going to be a lot of hits coming out against Dylan this turn.
Oh!
He rolled the regen, though. He did get the regen. The game didn't... It's kind of cheating to have cutscenes enabled for that, because if the game doesn't zoom in to highlight it, then that means that they got the regeneration. Which is kind of weird. But it does mean that Dylan's down another player for the rest of the half.
Honestly, I get why you don't have him on, but like, or wait, you don't have him completely off. You have him as
that
well.
is going to be a touchdown for Captain Deadbeard. He's been a key player so far for the Khemri team, landing a kill onto a flesh golem and then taking the ball and running it in.
Yeah.
Despite his one agility.
Nasty.
That's
been ridiculous.
Bizarre half so far.
Welcome, if I may, welcome to Sunday Night Blood Bowl, folks. This is, while we still somehow get surprises in it, this is basically par for the course in our league. Correct. Like, I'm not wrong.
Oh, you know how
this bullshit happens every third game for us.
It happens fairly regularly, and we get it on the broadcasts quite a bit. Which is the best part, that we get it on the broadcast and that it happens.
It's almost like the game knows that we're recording it. Like, it typically saves the weirdest bullshit for when the cameras are rolling.
Yeah. We big guys getting the ball.
There's been exceptions to that.
One-turn undead touchdown from the first finals.
Right. The time I actually pulled off one-turn touchdown with fucking halflings.
Yeah, you got a one-turn halfling touchdown during one of the recordings. The game that you tied with Lizardmen when you were running with integrated graphics. Yeah. For everyone who wasn't there in Season 1, Adam's graphics card died, and he had to play against Eiley. And this was in Season 1 when Eiley and I were the most dominant teams. And... oh, that's gonna be a blitz for the Cthulhu's Disciples. That's just rude.
So, Eiley and Ben were the most dominant. Eiley was the only person who had played Blood Bowl prior to us doing this league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too. Oh my, there's...
Now, granted, it had been a while, but...
The blitz is over. Double both downs against a blocker into double skulls, and Kronk is going to get laid out by One-Eyed William Esquire for the second time. One-Eyed William's got something out for Kronk.
I want to pop down there just to remind him to take a deep breath, because he's got this is gonna tilt him so fucking badly.
What the blitz?
Yeah, it's just like everything that's happened in a row here.
Did you not just see William Esquire deck Kronk?
Why did I think that the other way around? Why did I
Yeah,
think
no,
I
that was
going-
that
Oh,
was
no,
the
because
the other
because
way
I
around.
switched view, and so like I'm looking from David's perspective. That's why I
Okay,
got
well,
confused.
there's going to be a knockdown onto Papyrus, and that's going to give Ted Thompson a 2-die onto Captain Deadbeard.
So to
but
so,
what-
so to
oh no, there's going to be the Dauntless, and that's going to get him a 2-die. One-Eyed William Esquire is getting real ticked off about something.
so Eiley was undefeated at that point.
Yeah.
And I went up against her having not won a game yet
Yeah.
on integrated graphics where I could only move about half my team every turn.
And it tied.
It tied.
The only difference between a tie and Adam possibly scoring was was the predetermined route that his skinks took, because a lot of people in our league at that season weren't like single clicking when they wanted to do specific routes, so the predetermined route gave him an extra going for it instead of a dodge, and his character had dodge and could have used its own reroll.
Yeah.
And I think if you made that decision, I don't know if it wouldn't guarantee that you'd win, but you would have had a much better chance at winning.
But also, if it hadn't been for the times I hadn't been able to use my players in previous turns, that could have been a little better.
I don't know, Adam. I know how you played in season 1. I'm not sure that would have been a plus.
I mean, they would have been further down the fucking field if nothing else.
that much is true.
Which would have meant less going for it.
Yeah, that part might be true, yes, but I do think you might have also knocked more of your players down on your own.
No, I would have been in a worse state at the end of the game, but I might have won it.
Yeah, so now David bringing Cthulhu's disciples down the wing of the pitch, and it looks like he's not going to go for a pickup, obviously. Khemri have a hard enough time picking the ball up without somebody contesting it. But with Flesh Thompson stunned in the middle of the pitch, Dylan's line of scrimmage is basically non-existent at this point.
Yeah, this is just...
There is a way that he finds a few knockdowns. Michael Corleone can take a hit if he wants to tie up.
I fucking hate that name so much.
If Dylan is willing to commit 2 more players, he can take Michael Corleone down. But that means he'd be committing them to the wrong side of the pitch for playing around the ball. I think he's going to have to... I think what he's got to do now is get Jawless Wonder over to contest Elton's last concert so that Nighty the Whitey can... So that Nighty the Whitey can get the knockdown. And he's going to need... He's probably going to need Whitey McFighty to make a blitz onto Sir Daniel Fortescue following that, so that Hoppy Sanchez can get a hold of the ball. But again, all of this is quite bad for him.
Sir Daniel Fortescue, for those unaware, is the name of the protagonist of this video game, Medieval.
And there's going to be a stun onto Elton's last concert, so that's pretty good for Dylan. I'm trying to figure out whether he wants to actually... it's 2 going for it to make this blitz. Okay, he is going to go for the blitz. His options here were the 2 going... Or, no, 1 going for it. I was going the wrong direction. And the 2-up's not going to come out. And that's going to have to be a reroll.
Whoa! There's nothing that makes me sadder than seeing a going for it's reroll fuck up. Like it's the worst. It is literally the worst feeling in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I think. Oh, there's gonna be nope. He's gonna reroll it into 2 pushes, so it's not gonna be a knockdown. It's not gonna get the pressure off the ball. So David is once again not going to get a hold of the ball this turn. Or he probably won't be.
But hell, if David basically prevented a score on the part of
at this point Dylan's not going to score.
Half.
Yeah, at this point Dylan's not going to score this half. So, but that's okay.
Right, he can still do well in the next half. But...
Yeah, so this was not the half that Dylan got. The reception. These two teams are both pretty brawly, so whoever gets a hold of the ball usually has an advantage on everything that happens that half.
It's just that Dylan's in a weaker state going into the second half than David is by a pretty quantifiable amount. Looks over at injured werewolf and dead goblin.
On the play at this point for David is keep hitting everything as hard as he can, go for a couple more injuries before the half, and he's really got to get rid of these whites, because the one place that David will suffer against Dylan is his mobility, and his. Oh, there's gonna be a player sent off the pitch, and bribe. This is why.
Accepted.
Yep, this is bribes are 2 up, so they usually pass. It's funny when they don't pass.
It's really I don't actually know what's worse, having a going for it fail or having a bribe fail, because like
if a going for it fails twice, that definitely hurts more, because a bribe failing is a 1 in 6, but you can't re-roll that. You can re-roll the going for it, and then it's a 1 in 36 that it fails.
Yeah.
I mean, it is still a 1 in 6
worse?
technically.
What's worse, the 1 in 6 you can't re-roll, or the 1 in 6 you can and then fail again? Like, I don't know, because
the one you can't re-roll also cost you $150,000.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no. If your bribe fails and you're not a goblin coach, you just spent $150,000 to get nothing done.
If you're not a goblin coach, who's the other one to get? I think is it regular dwarves to get it a slightly cheaper cost?
I don't think that anybody else does.
Because the dwarf doesn't. Underworld Denizens, maybe? I think Underworld Denizens gives it a slight reduction. Okay.
I've played Underworld Denizens. As far as I can remember, the only team that gets a price reduction on the rerolls is Goblins, because they have 3 player or not
on the bribes.
The bribes, because they have 3 players whose core gameplay principles are, I'm going to pay the ref to pretend that didn't happen.
Right. And then the reason I thought dwarves was because of the Death Roller, but that's not even a character you can buy. That's a star player you have to rent for the game.
No, you can buy him.
Can you buy the Death Roller?
Yep. Okay. Death Roller is a character you can buy. Usually, I don't actually know if you want him or not. I know on my dwarf team that
He's
made,
fun.
He's
really fun.
I know on my dwarf team I have him. I will probably have him on every dwarf team I ever make, because why would I not?
For the same reason that if you ever...
And Sir Daniel Fortescue is going to be killed, but he's going to regenerate.
Good.
No, not good. We want someone to die on Khemri, because Blood Claws have
Blood
Claws have the thing that undead do, where they can steal a person.
Oh yeah.
I really my undead team has stolen like 6 players.
It would be really cool to see Necromantic steal Daniel Fortescue, because I know how much Dylan loves medieval.
Yeah.
Like, of all characters to steal, that would be the one he'd be happiest stealing.
But Dylan is blowing off a little bit of steam before he makes his next decision, and there's going to be the blitz coming out from, who is that? Anklebiter Jones, and that's going to be a reroll. He's got the push. Another push. So, not great, because now Anklebiter Jones is pressed up against Kronk and Deadbeard, but he does have the ball. He can't score, but he can run really far away.
Wait, how much further can he move this turn?
That was it. That's as far as he can move, and he would need 12 more movement to get to the end zone. He only has 9, so unless somebody shoves him 3 more spaces downfield.
So what you're telling me is, if he had the one that lets you get an extra going for it, he could actually score this turn.
If he had the extra going for it, he would still be 1 off. But there's going to be Kronk on the dodge, and he is going to roll.
I thought you said he had 9 and he needed 12.
Yeah, he has 9 and needs 12.
So 9
then
plus
he would
2
need 9 plus the 1 extra going for it would get him to needing 11 spaces.
You cut out for all of that.
He has 9 movement.
Yeah.
He would get to go 1 space further, which would have placed him 1 space closer. then he would get another space the next. So he needed 12. If he had the extra going for it, he would need 11. But then his movement would be 10, so he'd still be 1 short.
Okay.
Anyway, Hoppy Sanchez is going to run happily down the pitch because what else is he going to do? And there's going to be the block from... I forget who. I can't see. Jawless Wonder is going to stun Michael Corleone. And we have gotten to the point in the game where people try to commit murder.
Right. Because...
Or at least they more egregiously do. And there's the knockdown onto Captain Deadbeard. And that's
a KO.
a KO. So
That's good.
So the killer has been KO'd, which means he might not come back in the next half.
Which would be very good for
This would be very good for Dylan. I feel bad being biased as a caster, but literally every time we do a game with Dylan, we end up putting him as the protagonist because his luck is so bad.
Right?
Like he has not made good decisions.
It's like...
Granted, but he has not made worse decisions than David. And
He's also not made worse decisions than me, and he loses more games.
Yeah, like compared to the decision make. So I know compared to the decision making of everybody else in the league, he is not one of the worst by any stretch, but he still rolls so terribly.
Yeah. Like, I make worse decisions and get away with it far more often.
Yeah, no, you foul with halflings 5 times in 1 half and never get sent off.
And
It's
then do it
infuriating.
again. And then do it again in the second half and only get 1 guy sent off.
It is infuriating how much you foul and get away with it. There's going to be the knockdown onto even older One Eye. The elder to really old One Eye, my mummy.
As a note, there was a period of time where I didn't know the value of Dirty Player because I just assumed you couldn't get sent off unless you'd committed an injury, because I never did except for the couple of times I actually hurt somebody.
Yeah, no, you basically had sneaky get by default, and it was so frustrating. All right, we're going to head on down to the pitch and see how the coaches are doing.
Drag me on down.
They're out of fear for their lives. There they are.
Hello, everybody.
So the Khemri did not come back. So that's positive for Dylan.
The KO did not come back. So
on the other hand, congratulations, Reaper, for a murder and a maiming.
Yep. So right now, it's 2 bashy teams. Whoever gets the ball and gets to move first is going to get the advantage. So this is Dylan's half now because he's going to get the opening hits, but we have some injuries. So how's everybody feeling?
No,
let it time out so we can
go first, Reaper. I'm dying to hear how hard this game has been on you.
No, I was gonna say we're okay.
Emphasis on the dying part right there. I cannot stress this enough. This must suck for you. That opening hit must have left so much blood on your hitter's hands.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the guy in the KO box is the one that killed your player and scored.
The only consolation to this is the fact that One-Eyed William Esquire saw what happened to Ted 3D Thompson and has proceeded to put on the knuckle dusters.
Yeah, we saw. My favorite part is that because he only has 1 eye, at first he thought it was Kronk, and he knocked Kronk on his backside 2 turns in a row.
Wait, wrong guy. Thump, 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 smack.
What?
All
Wait,
right.
no. It goes, why you stand up? Oh, sorry, it goes, thwack. Why you stand up? Thwack. Wait,
Oh,
wrong
wrong
guy.
guy.
Stomp, stomp,
Thwack.
stomp. Thwack.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
I think my favorite part of the half so far was when David got the blitz and we thought, well, there's more bad luck for Dylan, and then he rolled nothing but skulls.
Congratulations to Reaper on the bullshit luck of being able to reorganize your entire team.
Congratulations to me. Now the biggest chungus has the ball.
All right, not the decision I would have made on Necromantic, but I can't blame you for it. All right, we're gonna head back. We're gonna head back on up to the booth and see how this one plays out. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Quite frankly, I have one strategy. Keep him from falling over and pile drive my way to the end zone.
Pile drive your way to victory.
All right, we'll
You
see you
can
guys
do
at the
it.
end of the
I
game.
know it.
See you at the end of the game.
I know this is a bashy team, but he still should have given the ball to Hoppy Sanchez or to Ankle-Biter Jones. Either
I
one.
would have given it to Jones. I would have given it to Jones and got halfway down the fucking field.
There is a stun. No, you wouldn't. So the thing about Necromantic is they have some very fast players. Like they have the ghouls and they have the werewolves and the whites. And the werewolves and the whites are usually the ones doing like everything for you. I think most teams don't even take the ghoul for Necromantic because you have the werewolves.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'd give it to Jones and get halfway down the field.
Right, but regardless, I don't think that there's anyone who plays Necromantic who would say give the ball to the Flesh Golem.
No.
Because even though you can, yes, push the ball down the field with your Flesh Golem, the advantage to playing a Necromantic team is the fact that you can push down field with a very strong cage and screen. Like you can alternate between caging and screening very freely because your team has a little bit better movement than some of the other bashy teams. But also once you get into scoring range, it's very easy to cut yourself a little path.
Yeah, it's very easy. Like if you gave it to Ankle-Biter and you built a screen around him, you get to where the 6-yard line is, and then you just pop off the cap and have him run to the end zone.
Right. You pop one opening and you run it. It's kind of like I know defending against it is not like this, but it's kind of like playing with a Kislev team. Where you
I hate playing against Kislev so much.
Are
you playing them next season?
I don't know. I know what one of my teams is.
What is your? Are you playing Lizardmen?
No, I'm playing dwarves for one of my teams because I want, like, I've played Undead, which has the ghoul to sprint downfield, and is bashy. I've played Kislev, who is still kind of bashy but a lot more focused on movement. I haven't played any true beat 'em up teams, and it was between ogres and dwarves, and I have a team that I made. I have a dwarf team that I made who fit into the quote, like, the lore of Sunday Night Blood Bowl. So I want to use that team.
I'm very happy to hear that you're playing dwarfs because I'm playing chorfs, and it's going to be fun having that fucking back and forth going on. Because I loved I love chorfs. They are a ton of fun to play.
Also, for next season, I've mentioned before we're gonna there's gonna be a both down coming out of Even Older One Eye, and Ted Thompson is going to go down. This the straight line that got left here was a little bit unfortunate for Dylan, just because he didn't have tackle zones to contest anything. Fortunately, though, for him, the ball has fallen on his side. If he knocks Papyrus to the ground, Ankle-Biter can grab it, and then he's got... he's not in a horrible place. He's certainly not in any kind of ideal situation, but David's basing up against him enough that he's going to get a couple of free pops in.
Okay.
For next season, you get to you're allowed to bring one of the two races you played back, and then you can bring back, but then you can play anything you want for your other team. I'm not for the first series we wanted to avoid having people play the same teams. I'm not stopping people from playing the same teams. It might affect who we put in the division in the like in majors and minors at the start of the season. It probably won't, but the point is, in series 2 we're gonna have some mirror matches. I like mirror matches. I think they're fun because it means that both of you have a unlike with normal matchups that you get with two different teams where you have two different win conditions that you're both trying to reach. When you have that rare mirror match, that means that both of you have a solid understanding of your own win condition, which means you know it's the other person's win condition, and you get some pretty good games out of that.
I do think it'll affect, if only in the case where you have the same placement in both leagues. We would probably want the one that adds more variety to go to majors. But that would be the only case
no,
where I'd even have it considered.
I don't even think it's gonna matter because we're covering majors and minors teams now.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna matter. Also, so yeah, there's Ankle Biter going ahead and grabbing the ball. He's got pickup and he's gonna make his way down pitch. Right now, there's nothing to cover him.
Might be
so
behind.
he's there is currently nothing. He's got to get something covering it. Oh, there's gonna be the trip, and that's 2 1s.
And that's with a sure feet. Oh, that hurts to watch. And that's an injury.
Oh, he's gonna regen. He's gonna regen.
Okay.
So he is going to come back, but that unfortunately does mean that the turn is over and the ball is in David's pitch.
Deep in David's pitch. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he was just trying to get out of the movement range of some of the defenders, but I think the best choice for him there would have just been to send Hoppy Sanchez over to screen with his tackle zones. Like if you put Hoppy Sanchez 2 spaces behind Daniel Fortescue, none of the undead players have the movement to really do something about that. Altair Shriveled Nut, the Tomb Guardian, could have gone over for a blitz. Dirty Player is going to give a badly hurt. It'll get regen, though. So, that's 2 players off the pitch for... This is 2 players off the pitch for Necromantic, and both of them were very key players. The only non-zombies left are 1 Flesh Golem. Oh, there goes one of the zombies getting KO'd.
Oof.
There is 1 Flesh Golem and 1 white left on the... This is like playing a game of chess and ending up with just your pawns.
Yeah.
This is what happens when someone takes out all your pawns, is basically what's going on here. There's...
No, when somebody takes out your bishops and your rooks and your...
Or everything,
knight.
sorry, everything other than your pawns. That's a very greedy reroll. That is a very greedy reroll. And it's only going to get a push off. But now we're at a point where scoring for the Blood Claws is going to be almost impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Preventing a touchdown is still possible because, again, it's Khemri, so you can stop them from scoring.
But
like
that won't win in the game.
Yeah,
So.
like I've gone 0-0 against Khemri teams with halflings before because they're just so darn slow. But at this point, a touchdown has been scored, so the most Dylan can hope for is to tie it. Reasonably, I think it's going to be a 1-0 for... Yeah, there's another KO. Mighty Blow. Yeah. There's going to be a skull from the thrower, so he's on the pitch.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
That was hard to watch.
Mm-hmm. There were a few decisions in the first turn that made a big impact on where they are now.
There was also some bullshit luck in the first turn that made some big impact on where they are now.
You mean you're talking about the first? Sorry, I'm referring to turn 9, the start of this half.
Okay, no,
there were some decisions on turn 9 that could have made things better, but just the fact that he like lost some of his most important players on the very first like 3 turns of the game definitely did not help.
Yeah, no. Nuffle is blowing Reaper under the table right now in a very meaningful way.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Hoppy Sanchez is going to get a hold of the ball. Hopefully Dylan has learned not to go for it. Please don't go for it. Dylan, I swear to God, if you go for it. Okay. Well, that was probably a worse decision.
Ugh.
And Jackson is stunned. Okay.
Fucking Jackson! I know that he just I know he just shouted that in his voice call.
Well, there's going to be 2 skulls. The reroll is going to get Kronk the knockdown onto Whitey McFighty. So, David's turn will not be instantly ending.
That was not related to the game. I'm trying to figure out home decor.
All right. Well,
I bought the poster of the kingfisher I showed you, but I need another bird to go next to it over my couch so that it doesn't look weirdly hanging on its own.
oh, okay, I see. Well, right
And
now
I got a 30% discount on everything on display. So.
there's gonna be the blitz from which blitzer is that? Bonehead the half face is gonna get the blitz onto Hoppy Sanchez. There is another KO.
Oh!
Yeah, Mighty Blow was the difference between a stun and a KO there. It brought that up from 7 to 8.
I so badly want Blood Bowl 3 to include Age of Sigmar teams. I would laugh my ass off playing Sushi Elves across this map.
Well, you'll be happy to know that I was talking to Eiley because Eiley knows more about Blood Bowl 3 release than we do. Unfortunately, I think she's working until midnight tonight.
Okay.
So we weren't able to get her for today's broadcast. We might have her for whatever comes up on Sunday. But regardless, she told me that Kislev and Slan, the alien team that Kislev was a reskin of, neither of them they're confirmed neither of them will be in Blood Bowl 3, at least at launch. So you won't have to play against leaping teams anymore. But the new edition of Tabletop Blood Bowl has replaced Slan's leap with
Pogo
sticks, which is slightly better than leap, which
Yes.
means if they get added later at some point, I'm
They're
going to
be
play
more
them.
annoying. But here's the thing. Here's the thing you don't understand. I'll play Slan because the Slan are like the leaders of the Lizardmen. So I will just straight play Slan.
Right. But I will already have practice playing a team like them.
Yes,
so.
you will. But I will actually learn how to deal with one by playing it.
That would be a good idea. I'm trying to think. My second team for Series 2 actually might have been Vampires. I was thinking about playing Vampires a lot. I know that. But anyway. As far as Sunday Night Blood Bowl goes, once Blood Bowl 3 launches, we're going to keep doing Sunday Night Blood Bowl in Blood Bowl 2. And we're going to have the league also open up for Blood Bowl 3. We're going to have both of them running because we don't want to force people to buy Blood Bowl 3 if they're not ready to buy Blood Bowl 3.
Right.
And that is 2 dodges and 2 going for it out of Whitey McFighty to get the knockdown. One of those dodges was a 4-up.
He can still score. Dylan is not out of this game.
He's technically not out of this game. He certainly is going to have a rough time, but he is not out of this game.
He is way more in this game than we gave him credit for 2 turns ago.
I will say that, yes. We definitely did not give him the credit of he's still in this game. And there's going to be the reroll out for David. He's going to have to take some pushes there. Both teams running on fumes for these rerolls. They have... Well, I guess this is it's pretty normal to have this many rerolls. That's the other thing about this league. We have so many rerolls.
Yeah.
My Kislev team has 7 rerolls, which it's Kislev, so they kind of should because they leap all the time. But my undead team has 6. I don't need that many rerolls on an undead team. My team value is so inflated, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, my halflings team was buy as many rerolls as possible and get the 2 treemen.
Well, that's halflings. You want rerolls.
Right, yeah. But then I made the mistake of buying up halflings until I had a full roster.
Eiley just asked in the Discord server, has there been death yet? My
Yes.
answer was just turn 1.
Oh!
And there is going to be a KO onto Rival. That's 4 KO'd zombies. Oh no, one's a ghoul. 3 KO'd zombies and a KO'd ghoul. Unfortunately, Whitey McFighty is
I haven't
stunned.
seen The only game I've seen that was more empty than this was, I think, who was I playing? I was playing somebody and taking on goblins, and I removed the entire goblin
Tristan.
team from the.
Tristan's our goblin player, so it was probably
Right.
him.
But I don't know if it was him or if it was an AI where I was training somebody else, where I was training a team up. It was one of the two. But I wound up with like 5 players left on the pitch, and the goblins had none.
I remember what is it? The first
Thanksgiving game was fantastic. By the way.
Oh yeah, the Thanksgiving game with halflings and goblins was fantastic. I'm kind of upset that
we didn't get into this a little until.
All right,
that
is going to be a concession from the Blood Claws. I don't blame him. That at that point there was no chance of him scoring anymore. Nighty the Whitey was stunned. Whitey McFighty, which one was it? I think it was Whitey McFighty.
One of the Whiteys was dead.
One of them was injured. The one who had a chance to score was stunned. The Flesh Golem got stunned. There was no feasible chance at scoring at this point. So, even though taking the 5 SPP at the end of the game is important, we've been in the league for so long at this point that staying in the match longer and risking more death puts more harm onto your team.
Right.
So I cannot blame. I can't blame anyone for conceding in Season 4. All of our players are so valuable.
Oh, there you are.
Hey, how's the shed, David? Are you guys keeping that nice and clean?
You need some wipes. We can get a goblin to deliver them to you.
I honest to God think that is it for the Blood Claws. Like the entire team.
You think that might be?
I think the appropriate time to throw them into the meat grinder was approximately 3 seasons ago. And they have literally been spoiling even more than they are. And I'm talking about zombies.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about losing super expensive people next series because we're only going to 3 seasons. But yeah, Yeah, we're going to 3 seasons.
Everyone's super expensive, Ben. That's what Necromantic are.
Yeah, well, you also don't have to play Necromantic next season if you don't want to. You can flip her over to somebody else.
Yep.
I'm considering shooting myself in the head if I do that again.
Okay, then don't play Necromantic.
How did I lose money? I just realized after that game I am down 20k.
So when your team value gets too high, you have spiraling expenses.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the last thing I told you before we ended, before we took the break.
Yeah,
was spiraling expenses.
It was.
Because for most people, no one had to know about that up until this season because nobody had a team this high of team value.
I learned about it about a season and a half ago.
I was gonna say, elves get expensive.
Well, also,
you also don't want to have that many elves. We have huge rosters. We have no reason to have rosters as big as they are.
Well, the game says we can, so we do. Like, that's literally what it boiled down to.
At this point, the undead roster only grows when I kill people.
Hey, hey, Nighty the Whitey leveled up.
Yeah, what a great thing that is for me now. I had nothing at the start of that game.
Yep.
I had 4 Khemri. I had 4 mummies to deal with and a team of skeletons, which are basically zombies but better. I had nothing. And your first attack took half of that? You divided by 0, Reaper, you motherfucker.
No, he divided 0 by 2. That's allowed.
Up in the booth, we were comparing Dylan's situation to playing chess with only pawns.
Yeah.
That's because that's exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
It got rough fast. That is the final game. That's actually the last game for the miners.
Congrats. I never have to ever look at this team again.
No, it's
not for all of the miners.
week.
I meant for the week.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No,
The statement still stands.
That is the last miners game for the week. Smite game is the instant concede team for the miners, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in. Real quick glance at the miners leaderboard. Gnawhole Nibblers are in first because they got the free win, so they're 2-1. Cthulhu's Disciples in second, 2-0. The Devil Bats third, 1-1. Shin Gobblers and Space Wolves both 1-0-1. Followers of Sylvanas and Blood Claws both 0-1-1. And Smite Game doesn't play.
Were you guys, by the way, when we were playing, were you looking at the chat in the game?
We can't see that.
We can't
You
do
can't, motherfucker.
No, we cannot see it as spectators.
The chat was funny as shit.
In the majors, we're still waiting on 2 games between the same 2 coaches, and then Eiley and Tristan. But so far, St. Nikolai's Brigade are out in front, tied with Gurney. If Mean Girls, whichever team wins between Mean Girls and Durgle de Nurgle will be ahead of us. The loser will be right behind us, and then we've got Wisconsin Vamps 1-0-1. And Nagaron's Chosen and Cleansing Light Knights are both 0-0-1, and they are playing to get to the middle of the pack, or they'll just be in the 0-2 section. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Christmas Day special episode from Sunday Night Blood Bowl. This has been Series 1, Season 4, Week 2, and we're gonna play the rest of them. And they'll be coming out on Sundays as usual. We'll see you next time, everybody, once we figure out which teams are playing. Farewell.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
See you in 3 days.